All right, wow. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and begin the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce in partnership with Energy Upgrade California Time of Use Impact webinar. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping rules. We ask that you please utilize the Q&A function on the bottom of your screen there to submit any questions to the speakers and panelists. We ask if you're excited, please tag us in your social media posts using the hashtags, hashtag #KeepItGolden. I'll be putting that in the chat here in a second. Thank you all for joining us here. One thing we learned from last year's efforts with this program, and that for the community to fully understand of this shift of different styles, is that we need to reinforce the message multiple times and over many months. So we put together this little webinar and invite you all to get together now so we can, let know about the significant change for a lot of people in their utility rate, with a little understanding adjustments at home, how it won't be that big of a deal. So what's time of use? Time of use refers to your utility rate plan in which rates vary according to the time of day, season, weekday versus weekend, when you're actually using your power. Businesses already use time of use rates, and residential consumers across the state are transitioning and will continue until about 2022. We understand that when we use electricity matters, not so much how we use electricity. By moving some of our energy use to certain times of day, we can better align our usage, cleaner energy, more abundant, and help protect our state. There's a few simple things you can do. For example, take the temperature of your house, set it thermostat to 68 degrees or lower in the winter, and 78 degrees or higher in the summer. Fans used to circulate, allow it to raise the thermostat a few degrees. Stay just as comfortable by reducing air conditioning costs. Dirty air filters. I'm bad at this. I'll admit to that. Change your air filters. It makes a difference. Those few cents add up. Check your water heater. Set it at 122 degrees to save energy. Be aware of lights and rooms that aren't on. Just turn it off. It's a little harder now because we're all home all the time. But when you're in your office, you don't need, necessarily every hallway light on. We asked to also check in with your energy provider for ways you can upgrade, dimmers, timers, sensor lights, check your light bulbs. I just bought some brand new light bulbs myself. They're very easy. They're I don't want to call them idiot proof. They're me proof, so they must be idiot proof. But, anything you can do, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us here at the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We can connect you with our folks at PG&E and Edison. I'll put our email in the chat function here in a second, which is info@cahcc.com. We also if you want to give us a call, our phone number is 916-444-2221. With that, we're going to be getting it off with Alex Garibay from our partners in Southern California Edison to provide you with some updates on Southern California Edison's time of use schedule. So Alex, if you want to go ahead and take control.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Let me go ahead and share my screen here real quick, and we'll get started in a few seconds. Let me know when you can see my PowerPoint. It should say 2021 community-based organizations.
You are up.
All right, awesome. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Garibay. I'm with Southern California Edison. I want to thank the team for this opportunity to be able to share some information with all of you. We've been able to do a few of these webinars, and we found them very useful in terms of, first of all, just overall, just giving you an overview of how the partnership works with the statewide efforts, which I like to illustrate sort of like the big umbrella message. And then how we as the utility from our in Southern California Edison, we come in and we reinforce with targeted utility message for those that are SCE customers. And I know my counterpart, Jessica, will then do her part for PG&E. So overall, I'm just going to give you, just a rundown of the partnership as well as the different initiatives that we have going on. I will dive a little bit into time of use, not so much into detail, and here's the reason why. SCE is going to go into time of use starting October, and as we get closer, then we'll do another webinar like this where we're going to talk about the messaging, key messages, talking points, resources available. So I don't want to inundate you with that, but at least just give you sort of the overall message in terms of what are we sharing, right? If we're not in time of use yet. So again, I'll also be giving you an overview of what Edison is doing to support our community, especially during these challenging times, right? It's for COVID-19, and individuals that are staying home and unfortunately are dealing with a financial hardship or maybe dealing with it. It's crazy just to think of, it's going to be a year. March 17 is when we started working from home, and it's just amazing how time passes by. But Edison is just committed to supporting our customers and providing them resources to help as much as possible. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So what I want to share with you, it's just highlight. I'm not going to read every single bullet in terms of what we've done on the utility side, right? In terms of what have we done to help our customers. So we have made a few changes in terms of things that customers don't have to worry about if they're dealing with a financial hardship. One of them is, waiving certain requirements for programs, disconnection fees. Prior to a week ago, these benefits were going to expire soon, and they've actually been extended through June, the 31st of June of this year. So we actually have a PDF that I can share with Alex and the team, and they can funnel that through you, I'm sorry. But we're just waiting for a few updates to kind of kick in. And then also, we just want to highlight a few other programs that are available for customers, right? Sort of like our CARE and FARA, which if eligible customers that are in a low-income demographic, they can save up to 30% in their electric bill. We also have a program that's the EAF, Energy Assistance Fund, which provides payment assistance to those customers that may be having trouble paying their bill. And also our medical baseline program, which is a program for individuals or customers that have medical equipment at home, and we can provide them assistance with the rate that they're paying for their electric bill. Again, these are our customer care programs that have been in place even before COVID, but we've made a few changes. For example, one change that comes to mind is the medical baseline program. When customers are going through the application stage, they will need to go to the doctor's office, get a doctor's signature, then the application will need to be sent into Edison. So obviously with COVID and the very limited in-person engagement that we are allowed to do, the program managers have eliminated that requirement where customers no longer have to get that doctor's signature. It can be done through online, or you can call customers can call the call center. So just little things like that, right? That we're looking to see how we can help our customers. And again, like I said, there's a one pager that goes a little bit into more detail. We do have it available in various languages, not just English. We have Spanish and a few of the API languages, so we can make that available through Alex and the team. Next slide. I want to give you sort of an update in terms of time of use, right? So time of use rollout for Edison is started last year. We transitioned approximately 250,000 customers in the Orange, Mano, or Inyo counties. It was a very small group of customers that we transitioned because when we were going into last year, obviously COVID just changed everything, right? It changed your engagement, your strategy. So we just say, you know what, let's transition the smallest group of customers that we can to still be in compliance with the commission. Now, as we're going into next year, well, I would say next year, as we're going into 2021, we're going to be transitioning a larger part of our customers. So on the slide there, you can see the regions or counties that are going to be transitioning and around what time. So in October, we're going to have customers within the Riverside County and San Bernardino, about 217,000, and then so forth the other counties. But what's going to be happening before these actual time of use transitions take place, we're going to be sending out 90 and 30-day communication letters to customers, or emails if they have that in the system. And basically what that is those are going out. If there's customers that fall within those transition periods, let's say for those in October, right? They'll get their first letter in I believe the first week in July, that would say, hey, time of use is coming. You have been identified as a customer that will be transitioning. Here are your options. Here's what you need to know. Here's what you can do from how you can benefit from it. Here's where you can go to get more information. The advantage of this second round is that, when we send out the letters last year, obviously we did a lot of, we had a lot of lessons learned in terms of how can the message be changed to be more effective and to be easily digest from our customers, right? So we are going to be tweaking things here and there, and of course we can make those samples of those letters available to you, so that way you can know what's going to be hitting if you support these regions, what's going to be hitting your communities, your counties, etc. So we'll share that information with you. We'll also be putting together social media blurbs that you can just put out through your channels, or if you do a blog post, or if you have a dedicated section on your organization's website, you can put that information there so that, again, I don't want to dive too much into detail, but I want to let you know sort of when that's going to happen. And again, communication for time of use customers that will transition will go out as early as July. So, we'll be working with the team here to see if we can get webinars in the May, maybe late April timeframe. So again, just wanted to give you that. And then in the bottom of the section of the slide is just some of the key messages that we're putting out there. The objective is to be very clear, to keep it simple. And obviously, making sure that the information when sharing is being understood by our customers. And not just in English, but also our customers who are non-English speaking. On the next slide is the current message that we are currently sharing within our communities. So just how Statewide has a group of CBOs that they work with, like some of you that are on the line. Edison has also identified a group of CBOs, which is community-based organizations, for those that may not be familiar with the term. And what we're sharing with them is just letting customers that, even though they're not in time of use transition yet, you can always go into our website and make sure you're on the right rate. So the illustration that I use, and I'm probably aging myself here, for those of you that are younger, is back a long time ago, well, not so long, when you would purchase a cell phone plan, you can purchase a plan that would fit your cell phone usage. Meaning, if you were a person that you were on the phone a lot throughout the day, obviously you wanted to pay as little as possible for those minutes. Versus if you did one at night, or if when you're purchasing cable, right, you want to purchase a package that meets your needs depending on the type of channels or programming that you or your family watches at home. So it's the same concept for rates. You're able to go on the website. Obviously, what we need is the customer will need to be a customer for at least a minimum of 10 months because it pulls data from previous usage. And it will tell the customer, okay, currently this is what you're paying. This is your rate that you're paying for electricity. However, if you change to different rates, you can save so much money, and it'll just break it down for the customer. So, that's something we want to highlight, and it's very easy to use as you go in there. Again, customers will need to have an account set up, and they would have had been a customer of Edison for at least a minimum of 10 months. And then next part, actually, I should have gone to this slide because that illustrates kind of like what I was saying, right? So if you see to this section and I'm pointing on my mouse, kind of like the different columns. So when customers go and they look at their rate, it'll show them what the current plan that they're in, which is this first column. And then it'll give them the three different rates that are available. And then what would their savings be? In this case, if they go to a different option, they can actually save $347 in a year. I'm sorry, $347 together in a year. But if the other options, it also shows that if they go with these options based on their usage, meaning they will be paying a little bit more. And the other thing I want to highlight here is that Edison has put together it's a rate comparison tool that allows you to compare the different rates. And at the same time, what we also have is we have bill protection. What that means is that, let's say customer, they say, oh, cool, I didn't know that I can actually save $347. So basically, what I will be paying for a year will be $1,600. If for some reason usage increases, and after they've gone on this new rate, let's say their yearly usage ends up being $1,700, right? So it goes up by less than $100. The bill protection that's in place for 12 months, the customer is only responsible for paying what the tool told them they were going to pay. The difference, which is $90, it would be covered on the Edison side. So think of it as an insurance, if you want to call it that. There is no additional cost for customers to take advantage of it. It's there for them to use. And then the last piece, if there's anything I want you to walk away with from my presentation, it's just the different tools that we have available for CBOs that can use it as they're educating their communities, right? Is we have social media information, we have videos that talk about time of use or the different rate. We also have collateral pieces that focus on those messages. We have in-language resources, so those collateral pieces, again, are available in different languages. And we also have what I show here on the right side, sort of a display unit that you can put in your organization, or if and when we end up doing in-person events, you can kind of put it there, and put flyers, and then customers that are passing by can get that from you. And we have those available. We have them in various languages. So if you would like to request one, please work with Alex and the team, and we can get one out to you at no cost. And then at the bottom here on the left-hand side, we have other helpful resources, just links that I always want the CBOs to have bookmarked, right? Is how is Edison responding to COVID-19 crisis, which is a lot of what I covered at the beginning. Applying for the Care and Fera program. So these are the programs that can save customers up to 30% on their bill. And then Edison articles. This is really cool because it's articles that are written by our communications team, and they're very just straight to the point. They're not 2-3 pages. It's literally maybe a paragraph with some bullets. And it's really cool because you can get a lot of content that you can just share with your communities, whether it's rates, wildfire safety, I mean, just everything in general that we can educate the community on. So again, I wanted to keep it high level. We are working closely with Alex and the team to be, have a more consolidated effort. I think, hopefully whenever we're able to do in-person events, that's something that we want to work on and just be able to partner up with you. And if you're at an event, we can say, okay, here's information on statewide effort, and here's information for Edison if you come across Edison customers. But I just want to, thank you for the time. I'll be on the call for the remaining part of it. So if you have any questions right now, or if we have any questions towards the end, I'll be more than happy to address them. So Alex, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you so much, Alex. Actually, we did have couple quick questions here. I'll just get it going, and then we'll also have some time at the end for questions. So don't worry if you don't want to have time, folks. Use the Q&A function, type it in. Really quick, Jenny asked, what about consumers who have solar panels? Do they qualify? I believe she's asking about time of use.
You know what? Let me look into that, because I know some things have been a little bit different. But I'll take that question and get back to you. I don't want to give you the wrong information.
Perfect. And anybody, if you have any questions like that and we're not able to answer them right away, I put my email in here, our info account, info@cahcc.com. I'll also put my personal one in here, which is alex@cahcc.com. One more here for you, Alex. What if you go over the $100? Does the rate increase dramatically, or do you get penalized? So I think when you were talking about the different levels, if you go a little farther beyond, can you speak to that?
Yeah, so the cool thing is that's tied to, if you recall, to the bill protection, right? Sort of like the insurance. So if you go over the $100 under the new rate that you selected, you're only responsible for paying what the tool gave you as what your rate, what you were going to be paying. So if there's a difference of $100, you only pay for what you were told in the system. The difference will be covered from the Edison side. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. All right, with that, we're going to turn it over to Jessica. Jessica, hold on 1 second. Let me pull up your presentation here if you want to give them some information about yourself before we get going.
Great. Thanks so much for having me. My name is Jessica Chancellor. I'm with Pacific Gas and Electric Company. I am happy to be here today to share with you some important information that can help you immediately. Just by simply applying for programs that you may be eligible for. I also want to make sure that you're aware that you have choice in your rate options, so I'll be covering some information with that with you today. You can go to the next slide, Alex. Okay, so I have a list here of some items that I want to cover with you. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible, because I'm sure as you've all looked at your bills before. You know that rate information is inherently pretty complicated stuff, and it takes a lot of education to really understand how the bill is made up and what you're reading on the bill. So I'm not going to try to bore you with all of that, but rather give you the tips and tools that you can utilize right now to save money, put that money back in your pocket, and get the service and energy system that you need. So number one, rate options. We do have rate choices. This isn't a one-size-fits-all approach, and we get that customers use energy differently in different household size and family size for that matter as well. So I'll cover a little bit of information about that. Also, communication preferences is key. We do have ability to handle telephone calls in all different languages, but also we can send you information in your preferred language. So I'll cover how you can go about updating your language preference if you'd like to do that. And then we do have assistance programs that can help you save money right now and have other benefits as well that you can easily sign up for and start getting those benefits now. And then I'll dive in a little bit into our time of use transition that's currently underway in the PG&E territory, and answer any questions you might have in regards to that, as well as give you a look at the schedule so you know when your area is scheduled to transition and what you can expect. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, so I told you rate options are something that you have a choice in. We do have multiple different types of rate plans. Our time of use rate plan, you heard a little bit about that earlier today from Alex with CHCC. It's not just about how you use your energy, but it's about how much and when you're using your energy. That is how you're billed on a time of use rate plan. And we do have a couple that are available right now for customers. We also have a tiered rate plan, also known as E1. The tiered rate plan allows customers a lot of flexibility in when they use energy. You do get charged more the more energy you use. So it doesn't matter when you're using your energy, just simply how much you're using. But it doesn't give you as much control over your energy bill as a time of use plan would. And then an electric vehicle rate plan is available for customers who might have battery storage on their property or also have an electric vehicle at their home. Now there's a tool that we have available online, just as Southern California Edison does. This tool looks at how customers are already using their energy now. It looks at the past 12 months of energy usage. It knows when you've been using your energy and how much. And it gives you estimated annual costs on how much it would be for energy on each different rate plan that you're eligible for. So it really takes all the guesswork out of it. You don't have to be a rates expert to know what is the best rate plan for you. Simply go online to pge.com/rate choices, and you can run a rate analysis that will tell you right then and there what is your best lowest cost rate plan, and will allow you the opportunity to change rate plans as well. Now say you do change your rate plan and you decide this isn't the rate plan for you. No worries, you can change again. We allow 2 rate plan changes a year. So if you decide if there's a change in your household status that requires you to use energy differently, then you do have some flexibility there in making changes. And we do ask and encourage you really to check the rate analysis tool at least a couple times a year to make sure that you are in fact on the best rate plan for your household. Next slide. Okay, and then I talked to you a little bit about updating language preferences. This is something that you can easily do a couple different ways. You can either go online to pge.com or call our contact center. We're available 24 hours a day at 1-800-743-5000. I'll make sure that in the chat box that I list all of these links, but Alex will also be sharing this content with you, and you can have all of this information in the PowerPoint slides to utilize as you need to in the future. So the great thing about updating your contact information is, one, that we're able to provide you with important safety messages. So this includes not just your phone number, but making sure that we're getting the information to you in the language that you need. And then also just keeping you up to date and that we're communicating in a way that you can understand and provide that awareness that we need to. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, so who doesn't want to save money? I know every chance I can, I'm always looking at ways to save money, and we have some programs that can help you do just that. We have a CARE and or FARA program that can assist. This is a statewide program similar to Southern California Edison's. This provides you savings monthly, and it is income qualified. You can simply go online to pge.com/CareFera to enroll. You can also contact our contact center, and we'll be happy to assist you with enrollments and let you know which ones that you're eligible for. But this provides savings on your monthly energy bill. CARE is for both gas and electric, whereas FERA is for electric only, but does provide a little larger income allotment for a household that has 3 or more people in it. So something really easy that you can do today to save money, and why not? If you qualify, you should get these benefits. Next slide, please. Okay, we also have an energy savings program, also known as Energy Savings Assistance, and this program allows customers to make their home more energy efficient. The good thing about this program is you don't actually have to own your own home in order to get assistance. If you are deemed eligible, even if you rent your home, there are programs that can assist with making your home more energy efficient, such as like weather stripping, caulking, sometimes additional insulation. So those things vary a little bit, but they can also help to make your home more energy efficient, and then in turn use less energy so that your bill will be lower each month. And then we have the medical baseline program. This program is provided to customers who have a medical need in the home that requires additional gas or electric service. And what it does is it gives you more usage at the lowest rate, so then in turn your bill is lower. But there are other benefits as well. I'm sure that you are all familiar with the public safety power shutdowns that we've had over the past year plus, and we do provide notifications in advance of those shutdowns. This ensures that you get additional notification. It also provides additional information to our field personnel that to keep your services on as much as we're able to, because we understand there is a need there that's medically related. So if you determine that you qualify, then please go online to pge.com/medical baseline and do the application right now. Start getting more usage at a lower rate and make sure that you're getting those additional benefits. One thing that is a little bit different because of COVID right now, just as Southern California Edison is doing, there isn't a doctor requirement to sign on to get this program enrolled on your account. Because of COVID, we understand we don't want to put your health and safety at risk, asking you to go to the doctor to get a signature on this medical baseline form. So for that reason, we are allowing customers to enroll at this time into the program without a doctor signature. Some of those things that might qualify would be things like use of oxygen or maybe a sleep apnea machine. Those are pretty common items, but there are other items too. So please go online and apply if you feel like you are qualified for the medical baseline program. Next slide. Okay, what you have in here in front of you right now is our time of use transition schedule. So we talked just very briefly about this. This time of use transition is really a statewide effort to help make sure that we have a reliable grid for the future. Also that we're using renewable resources when they're most plentiful, and that's really what time of use rates help to accomplish. They encourage customers to use energy during the times of the day when energy is most renewable, during the high part of the, high sun part of the day, like around the 12 to 6 time period. The time that is most peak on the grid, meaning the time that the demand is highest, is in the evening time when everyone's at home cooking dinner, hanging out with their families, watching TV. Those are the times that demand is the highest. And if we can help customers to shift some of their energy outside of that time, it's not only going to help your bill if you're on a time of use rate, but it's also going to help the environment, because we're going to be able to use renewable resources when they are most available on the grid if you can shift it to outside of the 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. window. Now, the schedule that you see in front of you is the different waves that we are going through to transition customers to time of use. Right now, our next transition month is April of this year. But as you can see here, this is a pretty long journey. It goes all the way through to March of 2022. So you could simply look at the community column, which is directly in the middle, and find your county to determine when is your scheduled transition period. Now, although this is something that's automatically occurring with customers, is moving them to a time of use rate, you still have a choice in your rate plan. You can decline to move to a time of use rate. You don't have to go to that rate. But if you choose to be part of the transition and you allow that to occur, then we will be providing you bill protection, just as Southern California Edison is doing. If you were to pay more on this time of use rate than you would have on your standard tiered rate, then we will credit you back the difference at the end of this 12-month period. So there'll be more information provided to you prior to transitioning. We will be providing a 90-day notification leading up to the transition. That notification is going to provide you with a rate analysis, and it's also going to give you information about how you can best use energy on a time of use rate and take action if you choose to have a different rate. So it's just a little bit of information that will be provided at this time in regards to that. But then we'll also have a 30-day notification shared to you as a reminder prior to you transitioning, and then numerous communications throughout the transition period as well. You can go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, so I've shared quite a bit of information with you today. I know that some of the information I shared can probably help you save money right now, so please act on those items and take advantage of enrolling in programs that you might be eligible for, or sharing it with family and friends. Number one, you do have a rate choice when it comes to rate plans. So you don't have to be on the rate plan that you're currently on. We strongly encourage you to go online, run that rate analysis. You don't have to wait. If you need help, we're happy to help you in our contact center, so you can give us a call and we can run the rate analysis for you. Figure out if you can save money just by changing your rate plan right now. And then two, make sure that you're getting the information in the way you want to receive it. So if there's a better language that we can provide information to you in, then let us know that. Update your contact information so we can ensure to get you those important safety messages and information in regards to your account. And then three, there are many programs out there right now that could help. They're a little bit more flexible at this time as well because of the COVID-19 situation, but they're there all the time. So please take advantage of them. And then lastly, we currently have a time of use transition underway, and if a time of use rate plan works best for you, why not put the control back into your hands and use energy during the off-peak times when costs are lower, and also help the environment and utilizing renewable resources when they're most plentiful. Just keep in mind, we will provide you notification prior to your transition. So if you are deemed part of the transition, we'll be letting you know so that it's not a surprise and you can take action if you choose to. Now, I welcome any questions that you might have. I appreciate the time today. Thank you for having me on the call and for allowing me to share this important information with you. I can hand it back over to you, Alex.
Thank you, Jessica, so much. You know, we did have a few questions here for you. One from Lorena. She said some of her clients are wary about switching because they don't understand the bill. I think that kind of does lead into your language part, or maybe not necessarily language, just technical help. But can you speak a little bit more to that?
Yeah, so the question is that customers don't understand the bill Can
Yeah.
you say the question one more time?
Yeah, she just said, some of the clients that I have are wary about switching because they don't understand the bill.
Got it. Okay. So, one, we do have contact center representatives that are willing to explain the bill to customers. So if there's any questions at all at any time, please encourage them to call our contact center so that we can help explain what they have on the bill there. But if it's a matter of language preference, you can go online to pge.com, update the language preference. So obviously that would be more easily understood if it's coming in the language that they prefer. Or call the contact center and they can update the language preference for them. So a couple different solutions there for you in that regard. But as I said in the very beginning, this information is kind of complex. It's not something that most customers understand. It's not an easy topic. So we just want to make sure that you're getting the best rate that you possibly can and that our customers are. Based on the way that they're currently using their energy now, or if they can shift the way they use their energy, what rate plan may be best for them.
Thank you, Jessica. We do have another one from Tinka. I'm not sure. She said she want to see if Riverside County is on the PG&E schedule. I don't know. Are they in your area, Jessica, or would that be more Alejandro?
It's not. That would be in Alex's Southern California Edison territory if it's in his. Alex, is that yours?
Yeah, that is Riverside County. That's on our territory, and we actually have them scheduled to transition in October. So those will be actually the customers that will start getting communication letters as early as within the first or second week of July. And as we get closer, obviously, to transition, we are gonna work with the team here to put somewhat of a webinar together to give you more information that, sort of your resources, right? What PDFs can you use? What social media messages can you lift up for your content? What are the talking points that you should be looking into? And also, we'll look at to see what zip codes transitioning within that county are the ones that are going to be impacted, so that way you're in the know as you're engaging with your constituents.
Thank you, Alejandro. That was perfect. Folks, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A or the chat function here. If you look in the chat, I've tried to type as fast as I could for some of the links for Jessica and Alex there. Like I said, this is very important to us. Up here, if you look on the main screen I have, it's just some of those little tips you can use for saving energy. I will let you all know. We'll work with Jessica and Alejandro to see what parts we can push back out to you. This webinar is being recorded. It will be on our YouTube channel. You go to youtube.com, and I believe it's our full name, California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. You just do a search there. I should have this webinar should be up probably by the end of today, if not first thing tomorrow morning. Just give it a second here, see if there's any more questions. Jessica, Alejandro, any closing remarks?
No, all I would like to say, first of all, just thank you for allowing us to crash the party here. People are like, a conference call on a Tuesday is not a party, Alex. But, just be able to join you guys. And, one of the things that I want to challenge everyone is to be vocal in terms of how can we support you better from the utility side, right? And one thing to keep in mind is that we're in a total different new environment. We don't know for how much longer we're not going to be able to do in-person engagement. We're going to have to probably rely on a lot of digital communication. So all I ask is that you just, through your proper contacts, through the structure that's in place, just let us know what can we do different, right? Obviously we have these tools, these resources, but if there's something that we're not thinking of that can really benefit your community, the people you're interacting with, please let us know. I know there are a few organizations that I work with that they're doing podcasts. They're just trying to think something different, right? To be able to compensate for that, not having that in-person engagement. So I just want to throw that out, challenge/invite, however you want to take it. But, we're really open to hear what can we do better to be able to equip you with the correct resources so that you can communicate effectively with your communities.
Awesome, thank you. Jessica.
I just really ditto Alex's sentiments. We feel the same way. We want to help the community as much as possible, and if there is a way that we can do that we're not doing it right now, then please let me know. I'm happy to do whatever I can to improve the situation. And as we do get closer to the time periods when we are transitioning in the respective communities, then we'll be providing a closer look at what customers can expect, so that they can take action if they choose, or have more control over the way that they're using energy, and in turn control over their bill. Because I think that's really, there's two things that matter most to customers, and it is having reliable and safe provided energy, and then two, it is how do I keep my bill low? And those are two things that we want to make sure that we're providing resources for, and that we're meeting our standards. So please, if there's anything that I can do or any additional questions, I'm happy to help. You can reach out to me directly, or to Alex. He provided his information through the chat as well. So thank you for the time today.
Well, with that, I don't see any new questions. So with that, thank you, PG&E and Edison. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Alejandro. We appreciate this. Thank you all for joining us here today on a wonderful Tuesday after a 3-day weekend. It's back to the grind for most of us, but this is very important to us. This is very important to the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, and we know it's important to all of you. So with that, thank you all so much. You folks have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Bye, everyone.
Great. Thank you. Bye. Have a good day.